Alright, so last week into early this week, I gave my thoughts, my initial reactions, and basically completed and gave my final thoughts on a little anime called Mushoku Tensei. Of course, this week we're diving into my initial thoughts and impressions on something entirely new, for me at least, so it is what it is. Welcome everyone, Sanjae Uchiha here, and welcome back to the channel, Friendly Neighborhood Uchiha. Today we dive our part 2 into Vivy Fluorite's eye. Hopefully that's how it's pronounced and I'm not making a complete fool of myself. But like, I've been meaning to watch this for the longest while. Of course, it's an anime that's done by Studio Wit, who used to animate Attack on Titan, and I believe, if I've got my information right, the creator of this series is the same person behind Re:Zero, which I also haven't watched yet, but it is what it is, maybe one day. Yeah. But in all seriousness though, yeah man, I've been meaning to take this in for quite a while, and after, you know, kind of going through Mushoku Tensei, which I really loved, I thought, yo, it's time to check this out. So here we are. But anyway, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Let me know what you thought about my thoughts, and hopefully, who knows, maybe my reaction can probably get you into, you know, checking this series out, because from the clips I've seen, beautiful art, beautiful animation. Let's see what the story has to bring. Let's go. All right, here we go. Oh shit, well, that... Well, it's such a contrast to make, you know, the line, I want to make everybody happy by singing, and it just has, you know, just mayhem and chaos, like, behind all of that. Ooh, well, shit. Well, I would be lying if I said I didn't at least read the synopsis for the series, so I have a general idea what it's gonna be about. Bomba! No dog! Everybody just said did so. Janu. Get splash out this one. Well, if nothing else, the visuals are really good so far. You know, it's pretty small, but it's a very interesting tidbit that at the top of the screen, there's still that information in terms of execution time, on place. It's a small tidbit, but it kind of adds to the whole idea that you're dealing with a series with AIs and stuff. So yeah, that's interesting that I keep that there. Well, seems like her program just crashed, and you see how it's interesting that the thing on the screen disappears now. It's just some little subtle things that they're really doing with this episode so far. Okay.
ウイルスが入り込んでいます。あはは、予測演算通りの反応ですね。そして次にこう続けるアーカイブウイルスを早く駆除してと、全く考え方が乱暴なんだから。アーカイブウイルスを早く駆除してください。いいですか？乱暴者は嫌われますよ。
No one likes a savage.
でも飛ばして余裕ぶるのが基地です。あら大変。ウイルスだわ。風邪ひいちゃう機械だけど。
This thing is literally just going on and on.
目的は端的に言うとですね。出て行ってください。私
Yo, alright, hold on. This shot, yo, there are some pretty nice. Yo, the art is just beautiful in this show.
があるんです。明日はお客さん来ませんよ。未来の記録でそうなってます。長、ありがとうございました。
And there's no one in the crowd. Wow. So basically, you're telling me. Ah, boy, you're telling me that Diva is like a extremely small YouTuber in a sense. Basically.
AI 命名法はただ AI に名前を付けることを義務付ける法律ではありません。
Like, anybody who's watching this, like, is this guy from the future just not talking way too fast? Or am I just reading the subtitles too slow? I gotta be pausing, man. Like, it's insane.
まずはそれを防がなくてはいけません。先ほどの爆弾は警告です。
トワク、どうしてここが
Alright. Is there a post-credit scene? Just into the next episode preview. Alright, let's go on to my thoughts, I guess. Alright, so Vivy Fluorite's Ice Song. It's an okay-ish start. Well, probably not okay. It's a decent start in terms of this first episode. I love the little subtle things they kind of did to hint at, you know, once she was just following her regular programming versus once things were starting to change. Of course, the arts, I can see even just from this episode where not really much happened, you can see that the art and the animation looks really good, and I think that's a big tell of what we're in for when it comes on to this series, visually speaking, going further into the series. But at the same time, what I will say is that similar to Mushoku Tensei, one thing I always look out for when it comes on to a series is, you know, what's the theme they're trying to push, what's the theme they're working with, can I as a viewer actually relate with it? And of course, with this whole premise of, you know, AI coming back from the future 100 years to warn the first, you know, humanoid AI about a war regarding AI. It's kind of like the Terminator movie, but our franchise. But like, if initially like I guess Sarah Connor or John Connor were like, you know, an AI, so it's an AI saving humanity, which I guess is an interesting spin on the whole, you know, AI taking over kind of theme. It's not really left in the hands of another human per se, so that's the interesting part. And I guess there's just enough mystery to kind of whet my appetite in terms of the professor or the scientist that we saw in the beginning parts of the episode, in terms of what's his relationship with Diva and, you know, how things kind of got to that point, etc, etc. But yeah, so there's quite a bit of things we're working with when it comes on to this first episode, and I think it's enough to just whet our appetites in terms of going into the series and kind of keep us interested. Granted, I must say, if I'm comparing this to Mushoku Tensei, I feel like episode 1 of Mushoku Tensei kind of grabbed me a bit more. Probably the perverted hijinks maybe, but it is what it is. I'm still going to go through this series as per usual, or, you know, just like with Mushoku Tensei, I'm not planning to do a reaction series unless it's something you guys really want, or if there's one particular episode you guys know that's action packed and want to see my reaction on. But for the most part, I'm going to be watching the series, and once I reach the last episode, I'll react to the last episode and give my thoughts on the series as a whole, similar to what I did with Mushoku Tensei. So yeah, that's pretty much the grand plan of it. So first impressions, Definitely recommend it. I feel like I can skip something out. Yes, theme. Yes. Definitely feel like I skipped that out. Yeah, so as I was saying before, to kind of backtrack, yeah, the theme is important, and it seems like we're gonna be dealing with, you know, what it's like to, like, what's the best way to put it? Existential crisis. What it's like to be human, what it's like to live. Could I say that's the theme of this series? Because that one way to put it. What it means to do something with all your heart, to truly engross yourself in, you know, something you love. You know, as we go along, I think I'll probably piece together the theme a bit more, but I'm kind of going along the lines of, you know, something like that. So let's see how it goes, and let's see if the rest of the series kind of jumps out at me more than this first episode. Not saying this first episode was bad, definitely whetted my appetite. So let's see where we go. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you thought about my thoughts on, you know, reaction to this initial episode of Vivy, Fluorite's Eye, and Sanjae Uchiha, guys. Hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.